The little cottage was cozy, a sanctuary of warmth and comfort amidst the cold, wintry night. The walls, adorned with memories of their shared life, seemed to whisper stories of love and togetherness. The soft glow of the lamps cast a gentle light, creating an ambiance of peace and tranquility. Fire crackled in the hearth, its warmth spreading through the room like a comforting embrace. The flames danced and flickered, casting playful shadows on the walls, adding to the cozy atmosphere. The sound of the crackling fire was a soothing symphony, a reminder of the simple joys of life. Awaiting his wife's return, John felt a familiar pang of loneliness. The silence of the room was deafening, broken only by the occasional pop of the firewood. He missed her presence, her laughter, and the way she filled the room with her vibrant energy. The anticipation of her return was both sweet and painful. She was a travel writer, her work whisking her away on adventures to far-off lands. Her stories were filled with the colors and sounds of distant places, each one a testament to her passion for exploration. He cherished their reunions, the moments when she would come home and share her tales, bringing the world to their doorstep. He glanced at the clock, 11:45 p.m. Her flight was late, delayed by the unpredictable winter weather. Each passing minute felt like an eternity, the ticking of the clock a constant reminder of her absence. He could almost hear the sound of her footsteps, the rustle of her coat as she walked through the door. He knew she'd be exhausted, the long journey taking its toll on her. The thought of her weary smile as she finally arrived home filled him with a deep sense of longing. He imagined her dropping her bags, sinking into his arms and letting out a sigh of relief. He'd kept the lights low, a pot of her favorite chamomile tea warm and ready. The soothing aroma filled the room, a small gesture of love and care. He wanted everything to be perfect for her, to make her feel at home the moment she walked in. The tea was a symbol of their shared moments, a ritual that brought them closer together. Soon, the cottage would be filled with her stories and laughter. The silence would be replaced by the sound of her voice, the warmth of her presence. He looked forward to their conversations, the way she would animatedly recount her adventures, her eyes sparkling with excitement. The thought of her return filled him with a sense of peace and happiness, knowing that soon, they would be together again, sharing the simple joys of life in their cozy little cottage. John straightened up the living room, tidying away his things. He put on a kettle for himself, the rhythmic whistle a comforting sound. He looked forward to her tales from faraway lands, her eyes sparkling with excitement. He made his way to the bedroom, each step filled with the anticipation of her return. He plumped the pillows, making sure everything was perfect for her arrival. John drifted off to sleep, the gentle snores of Buster, their old Labrador, a lullaby in the quiet house. The moonlight filtered through the curtains, casting a serene glow over the room. The rhythmic rise and fall of John's chest mirrored the calmness of the night. Buster, curled up at the foot of the bed, seemed to be dreaming too, his paws twitching occasionally as if chasing something in his sleep. The room was a sanctuary, a place where worries melted away and dreams took flight. He dreamt of exotic locales, his wife's adventures mingling with his own peaceful slumber. In his dreams he walked along sunlit beaches, the sand warm beneath his feet. He could hear the distant call of seagulls and the gentle lapping of waves against the shore. His wife, always a step ahead, beckoned him to explore hidden coves and ancient ruins. Together they journeyed through bustling markets, vibrant with colors and scents, and sailed on tranquil seas under starlit skies. Each dream was a new adventure, a tapestry of memories and desires woven together. The night deepened, the silence broken only by the ticking clock and the crackling fire. The house bathed in the soft glow of the moon seemed to hold its breath. The clock's steady rhythm was a reminder of time's passage, each tick a heartbeat in the stillness. The fire, though reduced to embers, radiated a comforting warmth, its soft crackles a lullaby of their own. Outside, the world slept, wrapped in the embrace of the night. The house waited, holding its breath for her return, for the joy and warmth she brought with her. Every corner of the home seemed to echo with her presence, from the books she loved to the plants she tended with care. The walls, adorned with photographs of their shared moments, whispered stories of laughter and love. The house was more than just a structure. It was a living entity, a testament to their life together. It yearned for her return, for the sound of her voice, the touch of her hand, and the light of her smile. Until then, it remained a silent guardian, cradling their memories and dreams. He woke with a start. Something was different. He felt a warmth beside him, a weight that hadn't been there when he drifted off. His heart pounded, fear gripping him. He lay very still, listening intently. He heard soft breathing, the rustle of fur. His eyes slowly adjusted to the darkness, and he made out a furry shape curled up beside him. Relief washed over him. It was just Buster. The old dog must have missed his nightly cuddle. John couldn't help but chuckle at his own jumpiness. He gently stroked Buster's fur, the familiar warmth of his companion chasing away the remnants of his fear. The dog stirred slightly, thumping his tail against the mattress in contentment. "You rascal," John whispered, scratching behind Buster's ears. The dog's tail thumped harder, a low, contented growl rumbling in his chest. The fear was replaced by a wave of affection. He looked at the clock, 3 a.m. Her flight was later than expected. He knew she'd call as soon as she landed. Until then, he had Buster's comforting presence. A new sound reached his ears, soft and light. Tiny claws clicked on the hardwood floor, coming closer. He smiled, recognizing the sound of their little terrier, Poppy, joining the slumber party. Poppy, small enough to be Buster's great-grandchild, squeezed between John and the larger dog. John was sandwiched between his furry companions, their warmth a comforting presence. Just as John was drifting back to sleep, the quiet of the night was broken. He heard the familiar rumble of a car engine, followed by the crunch of tires on gravel. She was home. He threw back the covers, the dogs scrambling after him, their tails wagging excitedly. He raced to the door, his heart overflowing with love and relief. He flung open the door, and there she was, her face alight with a weary but radiant smile. It had been months since they last saw each other, and the anticipation of this moment had kept him awake many nights. The distance had been hard, but it had also made this reunion all the more precious. He had imagined this scene countless times, but nothing compared to the reality of seeing her standing there, right in front of him. She dropped her bags, her arms reaching out for him. The weight of the months apart seemed to melt away as they moved towards each other. Her eyes sparkled with unshed tears, a mix of relief and overwhelming joy. The world around them seemed to blur, leaving just the two of them in sharp focus. The air was filled with the scent of blooming flowers, a perfect backdrop to their emotional reunion. He enveloped her in a hug, breathing in the scent of her, the scent of home. It was a scent he had missed dearly, one that brought back memories of laughter, late-night talks, and quiet moments of togetherness. His arms tightened around her as if afraid that she might disappear if he let go. The warmth of her body against his was a stark contrast to the cold emptiness he had felt during their time apart. "I'm home," she whispered, her voice filled with exhaustion and happiness. Those two simple words carried a world of meaning. They spoke of long journeys, of challenges faced and overcome, and of a love that had endured despite the miles between them. Her voice was a soothing balm to his soul, a reminder that no matter how far apart they were, their hearts were always connected. He held her close, the warmth of her presence chasing away the chill of the night and the loneliness in his heart. The stars above them twinkled like 1,000 tiny witnesses to their reunion, casting a gentle glow over the scene. The night was cool, but the warmth they shared was enough to keep the cold at bay. They stood there for what felt like an eternity, neither wanting to break the embrace. She was home. He was home. In that moment, nothing else mattered. The world could have stopped turning and they wouldn't have noticed. They were lost in each other, in the comfort and familiarity of their love. The porch light cast a soft glow around them, creating a halo of warmth and security. They knew that whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them together. And all was right in their world. The stars above seemed to shine a little brighter, as if celebrating their reunion. They stood hand in hand, looking up at the vast expanse of the night sky, feeling a sense of peace and contentment. The journey had been long and arduous, but it had led them back to each other. And in that moment, under the starry sky, they knew that they were exactly where they were meant to be.